graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1, 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm on my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the chief and crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play no sports. I play my cards right, now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
All the freshmen,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good morning to everyone, one and all, and welcome to day number 2 of the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic Boys Basketball Tournament here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium in Collinsville, right here on the campus of Collinsville High School. Hope everyone enjoyed day number 1. Day number 2, we call that moving day. Teams are going to move today. You're either going to move into the semifinals or you're going to move into the lower part of the bracket. And moving day is always a good time. Congratulations to all the teams that won on day 1 yesterday. MacArthur, O'Fallon, Altoff, Quincy, Triad, Collinsville, Lincoln, and Belleville East have all moved on to the winner's side of the bracket. And our first 4 games of the day for you will be quarterfinal action. The first game has MacArthur and O'Fallon. That should be a real good game. Altoff and Quincy. We'll see if the 2A Altoff Crusaders can upset one of the top teams in Class 4A in the state of Illinois in that game. And then a local tilt, if you will, our third game of the day as the hometown Collinsville K-Hawks take on the Triad Knights. Always fun when Collinsville and Triad hook up. And then the last quarterfinal coming your way at 2:30 features the Lincoln Rail Splitters against the Belleville East Lancers. And then after all those are said and done, we'll find out where everybody moves, and we'll find out what we have coming up for you a little bit later on. I also want to remind you that if you have interest in the teams that are playing in the auxiliary gym, you can watch those contests on the K-Hawk Athletics YouTube page. I just posted a link on our K-Hawk Sports Network's Facebook page. So if you are following one of those teams that did not win yesterday, you can still catch that action in the auxiliary gymnasium, which is just below us and off to our right. All right, well, my name is Todd Duke. On the other microphone, we have Mr. Matt Clark. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Day 2 is always one of the best days of the basketball season, if you will. I think of day 2, and I think of, last day of the Southwestern Conference, and, the regional and sectional championships are always a great time. But today, the big thing about today is that every team plays twice,
yes.
No matter if you're on the winner's bracket or the loser's bracket, which means it takes, and I played in this tournament, I remember day 2, the mental energy, the physical energy that you have to have, and the strength in that, in the stamina within that, in order to carry through and win both of your day 2 games is extraordinarily difficult, and that's why few teams are able to do it. That's why only 2 teams from the winner's bracket out of the 8 that are currently remaining will win both games today.
Yep.
The other 6 will feel a frustrating loss. We have a great group of teams here. I mean, I was talking to you earlier. I think 7 out of the 8 teams in this tournament or in these quarterfinals can make the championship game, and I think 2 of them right here in MacArthur and O'Fallon are great examples of that. But, you know, they don't call – I mean, my personal favorite term for this day 2 is the gauntlet. So you have to be ready because it is going to be so tough. Instead of playing 32 minutes of basketball, you're playing 64. And for these teams in the winner's bracket, they are playing against some hefty, difficult competition.
For those of you that don't know, this is the last day that Matt Clark is going to be able to join us because
that'll be okay.
He's got tickets to go see the Big Cotton Bowl game tomorrow down in Texas as Mizzou gets ready to take on Ohio State. So we're going to put Matt to work today and make him earn his money that he doesn't get.
No worries there. On a general note, I mean, I think we look back at day 1, a couple of things that I just wanted to open with on day 2. For day 1, I was very disappointed with the free throw shooting.
Yeah.
It was a huge disappointment in day 1. A lot of games were won and lost, specifically in the back half of the bracket, on free throw shooting. The teams that made their free throws won the game. The teams that missed their free throws lost their specific games. I'm going to make a wild prediction right now. We always get the stats, the team stats for the entire tournament on day 3. I think when we get those stats, the team that has the best free throw percentage out of all of those teams will finish in the top 3 in this tournament.
That is Matt Clark. My name is Todd Duke. We're going to take a small break here on the Prairie Farms pregame show. When we come back, we'll do a little recapping of game 1 and more look forward to day number 2 here in this tournament. We'll do that for you next on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of K-Hawk Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go K-Hawks.
And once again, we welcome you back to the Prairie Farms pregame show here, day number 2 of the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic Boys Basketball Tournament here at Collinsville High School. All right, Mr. Matt Clark, let's talk about day 1 here momentarily, man. The first 4 games of yesterday's bracket, the winning teams beat their opponents by a combined 99 points. The final 4 games of the day, the winners beat their opponents by a combined 23 points. You take out the 17-point win from Collinsville over Decatur Eisenhower, and that goes down to 6 points. So the last 4 games of the night last night were very special, especially those 3 games that were decided by 3 points or less.
Yeah, and credit to the people here at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic that set up the bracket. I think I saw some of these games in the bottom half of the bracket, and they were really exciting to watch, or really exciting to think about, and then the games played out very, very well. I mean, you look at Triad versus Carbondale. How about great redemption for Tyler Thompson, who missed at the buzzer against McClure North in the Consolation Championship last year as a freshman, O'Fallon makes the layup to give Triad one of their first-round victories in quite a long time. Then you look at Lincoln and McClure North. Boy, the Stars had 3 free throws at the line to tie. They missed the first 2, and they are unable to get that victory. They lose for the second straight year here. And then Collierville, almost an incredible comeback against Belleville East, falls just short as David Jones missed a potential game-tying 3 at the end of that one. All of those games were tight from start to finish. The great news about that is that the teams that were able to win should match up really well here in the quarterfinals, and we should be ready for more tight action here today.
First game of the day, MacArthur versus O'Fallon. This is going to be a really good game.
Well, I think it's got to go all the way back. The big story here, O'Fallon lost to MacArthur in the championship game 2 years ago. They lost to them in the quarterfinals last year. Rennie Harris, O'Fallon, one of O'Fallon's stars, who broke the all-time single-game record here in the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic for steals in a game against Rockford East, has one final chance to beat the Generals here today. He's lost to them twice. Can he lead his team to victory here and pull off an upset over the team that has won the last 2 Holiday Classic titles?
And the second game, Althoff Quincy. That's going to be a fun one too. Man, I tell you what, this Althoff team, they are come from behind cardiac team, man. They fall behind in the first half, and then they turn it on in the second half. They did the same thing yesterday when they downed Mundelein, and they're going to have their hands full with Quincy, that's for sure.
When you talk about comeback, Althoff can't afford to make a comeback today. They've got to play their best 4 quarters of the season to beat one of the top teams in the state who breezed past Oakville. And because Quincy breezed past Oakville, and it took Althoff a lot to get over Mundelein yesterday, being down 10 early in that game against the Mustangs, Quincy should have a little bit more energy coming into this game. And again, it'll be interesting. De'Air Hill Jr. for Althoff, who is their leading scorer, I don't think he played well enough yesterday. He's going to have to play better. The expectations are going to be set very high for Althoff if they want to pull off that upset.
We move on to the Triad Collinsville game, and the local flavor of that matchup is very exciting. But, you know, Triad's coming into this thing feeling very, very good about themselves. And if Collinsville played anything like they did yesterday early on, they're going to be in some trouble.
The same thing is what people felt like last year when Collinsville played Rockford East. You cannot overlook any game in this tournament. Collinsville lost in the quarterfinals last year. There should be some fire within these players, though, I think, to play against a Triad team. Obviously, Collinsville and Triad, a lot of people know a lot of people from those 2 different areas. And so I think for the Knights, they're going to have to figure out a way to score on that K-Hawk defense. And if the K-Hawks make their shots, which they didn't do a perfect job of in that win over Eisenhower, I think they can make it to the semifinals.
Yeah, ball control, too, for Collinsville, man. They turned the ball over a little bit too much for their liking.
Yeah, and that's something that Collinsville's got to work on a little bit. I don't think the turnovers were more concerning to me as the defense. Eisenhower got up into the rim and scored pretty much with ease in that game. And now Triad aren't as good of scorers. Collins will just have to be wary and be careful because Triad messed around in the first about 3 quarters in that game against Carbondale and finally put something together at the end there to beat the Terriers. So Triad definitely have some talent too. And I'm sure if Collinsville gets it up and down here and goes fast pace, I think that'll benefit them because Triad like to slow the game down a little like Lincoln.
That was right. Led me right into the next game. Lincoln versus Belleville East, man, that's a tale of 2 different teams there. Belleville East, run and gun, fast. Get up and down the court as quickly as you can, score some points. Lincoln, a little bit more deliberate. They like to shoot the ball around the perimeter a little bit, and that's going to be a good game to watch just because of that.
Yes, for sure. And what I love about those 2 teams is that they are team-oriented. They've both preached team basketball. There's no real star on Belleville East. There's no real star on Lincoln. So it's going to be the better team that is able to come in and win. For the Lancers, they're going to have to figure out a way to get through that Lincoln zone. They struggled last night against the Collierville zone. Can the Lancers make some threes? That might just be the difference and a chance for them to get into the semifinals.
That is Matt Clark. My name is Todd Duke. Matt Clark and Zach Roseman have the call of this first game between MacArthur and O'Fallon. And then myself and Zach Roseman will, myself and Matt Clark will have the call of the Althoff Quincy game. Of course, myself and Dr. Chris McCluskey will take care of the Triad Collinsville game, and the Lincoln Belleville East game. We'll bring back in Stephen Stock, and this time with Zach Roseman, and they'll do that game, and then we'll figure out things as we go along from there. All right, just about game time. We take one more final break, and when we come back, Zach Roseman and Matt Clark will have the call of this first quarterfinal between MacArthur and O'Fallon, and that'll be coming your way here in just mere moments on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
My name is Rayshawn Taylor, collegiate basketball player at SIUE. At the end of January, I had an ACL injury. I've been searching for ways to come back as best as I can after the construction. Dr. Chris introduced me to the soft wave machine. I'm gonna be honest, at first I was kind of scared because I didn't want it to shock me and hurt me too bad. And I had heard something about it and I did my research on it, and it turns out it didn't actually hurt. It just was a good pain. It's just finding where it hurts to promote the healing, and that's exactly what it did. I've actually had this surgery before. This time I feel like I'm back on my feet quicker, much faster. I'm much stronger than I was up to this point last time. And honestly, I feel like I could play right now. I'm excited to get back on the court. Thankful that Dr. Chris introduced me to this.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for K-Hawk fans, before, after, or even during K-Hawk games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food, like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus, they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows K-Hawk games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, K-Hawk fans' pub of choice.
Very good evening, or actually good morning to you all. Man, I feel like I'm still on day one here at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. It's day two. It's the quarterfinals. Things just just stepped up a level here in the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. We have a rematch for you in game one of the quarterfinals. Game number 9 of the tournament. It features the MacArthur Generals and the Panthers, two teams that know each other very well in this tournament. They've played in the last 2 tournaments against each other, once in the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic Championship, and that was in 2022, or pardon me, 2021, and then last year in the quarterfinals in the same place in this 10 a.m. game, and MacArthur won both of those games. O'Fallon trying to get over the hump. Matt Clark along here with Zach Roseman as we are just about ready to get some starters going for this game. Zach, who do we have on both sides?
All right, for the visiting team on the scoreboard, which will be the O'Fallon Panthers, coming into this morning's game with a record of 8-5. One change to the starting lineup, you'll have Jaden Rush, 6'1 senior, Will Brown Jr., the 6'2 senior, Armand Smith back into the starting lineup. He is a 6' junior. Zach Tebby is a 5'10 senior, and Rennie Harris is a 6'3 senior. For the home team on the scoreboard, the MacArthur Generals, it'll be the same 5 as yesterday. Sam Owens, he is a 6'2 junior. MJ Murphy, the 5'10 senior. Stevie Tatum, the 6'2 senior. King Dees, the 6'2 junior. And Sean Lee, the 6'4 sophomore. Crowd starting to file in here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Should be a fun time.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that'll, there's a lot of emotion and meaning to this game for O'Fallon. They're tired of losing to this team, Zach. And in the entire Prairie Farms Holiday Classic history, MacArthur 5-1 against the Panthers, dating back the only win that O'Fallon got, I believe, in 1990. So it's been a while since O'Fallon's been able to beat the Generals. Decatur MacArthur against O'Fallon in these last couple of meetings in this tournament have feeded on those, have really thrived on the points off of turnovers and points in the paint. They average about 20 against O'Fallon when they turn the ball over, when they turn O'Fallon over and score, and then they average about 30 points in the paint. O'Fallon, if they keep those two statistics out of the way, have a chance to make it to the semifinals.
It will be Lee and Harris to tip things off, and the tip is controlled by the Generals. They will bring it up in the form of Murphy. He'll survey things as he's guarded by Zach Tebby. He'll get it on the wing for Lee. And will hand it off and receive it back, guarded there by Harris, and he'll get it now to Tatum. He'll hand it off to Murphy and throw the ball out of bounds. Try to get it over there on the wing for Dees, but not maybe a little bit of an ominous start for MacArthur as they turn the ball over on their first possession.
Well, I think everyone can agree that MacArthur didn't have the start that they necessarily liked in that game. They were only up 1 against Granite City after the first quarter. It was a 58-51 scoreline after against Granite City. It took them a long time to get ready, and they almost lost that game. They almost threw it away.
Allen wind up turning it over again in a run-out layup there for Sean Lee.
Points off of turnovers already.
Yep, we figured this game might be kind of up and down. Here is Armand Smith back wearing his traditional number 10, and he'll get it to Harris. He'll drive the lane, put it up, no good, gets his own rebound. Tries to get it out to Brown, but it deflects off of Murphy and out of bounds. It will remain Panther basketball.
Third time that Rennie Harris has played against MacArthur in his career, all in this tournament, and he struggled from the field against them. He only had 5 points in that championship game 2 years ago. He's going to need to be taking shots today.
Goes up for that one and rolls across the rim, rebounded by the Generals. Here is Murphy as Tebby falls down. Get it in the corner for Lee. He'll launch a three and get that one to fall.
Sean Lee, the sophomore, Therese Bryson, I said this yesterday, he says, Coach, Sean Lee is one of the best sophomores in the state. People don't know it yet, but by the end of the year, people are going to know that Sean Lee is one of the best sophomores in the state. He's already got 5 quick points for the MacArthur Generals.
Here is Harris. He'll get it back out top for Tebby. He'll drive the lane. Work it over into the corner for Brown. He'll get it back out to Smith. He'll launch a three-pointer. That one misses everything. Lee able to corral the loose basketball. Here come the Generals. Murphy over now to Tatum. He'll pull up for three. That one's a little short. Ball tipped around. Winds up getting his own rebound, does Tatum. And there will be our first foul of the game. We'll see who they give that to. That will go on Zach Tebby.
This is why MacArthur is so good at this tournament, Zach, because they get better as the tournament goes along. You're supposed to get more tired and more frustrated as the tournament goes along as you play better competition. I think they've already played better basketball here in the first couple of minutes than they did in the entire game against Granite City. And Stevie Tatum, give him credit, he just picked up his own miss. He knew that shot was going to fall short, and then he got 2 free throws he gets 2 free throws as he got that offensive rebound. Couldn't get the first one to go, though.
Yeah, Tatum went 2 of 3 from the free throw line yesterday, so now to 50% for the tournament. And he'll look to improve that percentage here and get the Generals lead out to 6 points, which he will not do, but another offensive rebound in the form of Lee, and he'll put it up, and he's got all 7 for the Generals so far.
Yeah, the length from Sean Lee is really frustrating O'Fallon. O'Fallon don't have a ton of big guys in there, and sometimes that hurts their rebounding statistics, and it feels like that's already occurred. Sean Lee, what a start from him. I was a little disappointed in him yesterday. I was like, he said he's one of the best sophomores in the state. Doesn't look like it. Now I'm seeing why Therese Bryson said that.
Yeah, Sean Lee with 8.6 rebounds yesterday, but off to a very good start. Foul there on Dees, so remain Panther basketball. Tebby to Smith. He'll drive the lane, pull it from about 8 feet out, no good. Rebounded by Brown, and he'll go up, no good. Fight for it, and it'll be a jump ball possession in favor of O'Fallon. MacArthur fans not very happy about that one.
Yeah, good hustle there from MacArthur. I'm very surprised. I know it's early, but Jaden Rush has not shot the ball yet for O'Fallon. He led the Panthers in scoring with 21 yesterday, and he hasn't really touched the ball at all. Offensive foul. Wow.
Well, that's we'll see who they give that to.
He pushes off Bill Brown Jr., so Decatur MacArthur get what they believed they deserve. Pardon me, Armand Smith. He pushes off as he's trying to grab the inbounds pass.
And it'll be kind of interesting. O'Fallon going to put on some full court pressure. Looks like 1-2-2 zone variety. Here come the Generals. Murphy and Dees, and they'll get it quickly into the middle for Tatum. He'll drive the lane. Up and under layup, no good. Rebounded by Tebby, one of the smallest guys on the floor, and he is fouled by Lee. Yes.
Just a quick reminder for all you folks that would like to watch the not Mundelein, but the Rockford East Granite City game. That is live in the Aux Gym. You can check that out on our K-Hawk Athletics YouTube page, which is different from the K-Hawk Sports Network. If you need to find that link, go to the K-Hawk Sports Network Facebook page.
Here are the Panthers once again. Rush will survey things. He'll get a bit of a screen from Harris. He'll pull up for three. Got it to fall.
And that's where Jaden Rush, I think, has always needed to be a little bit better. His shot is very straight arrow. It doesn't have much arch to it. He was 0 of 5 from 3 yesterday in that big win over Rockford East, but it's good to see his first one fall down if you're him.
Tatum over on the corner. Hill shot fake, step in. That one's good.
Smooth shooter, Stevie. I mean, Again, he was on this team that beat O'Fallon last year, and I mean, he didn't have to do much scoring in that game. He might have to put up some double-digit numbers here today to help MacArthur in the scoring department.
Armand Smith drives the lane and lays it up and in. Nice job there. Had 8 points off the bench yesterday. Here come the Generals once again. Tatum has the ball deflected, but it'll come out there to Owens, whose name we haven't called a whole lot, who throws it out of bounds. Another turnover for MacArthur, probably something that Coach Bryson isn't very happy about.
And off your screen there, Therese Bryson, again, at 10 a.m. is about ready to, is about as animated as it gets for a coach. And I'm all for it. I love it. He's more ready than anybody else. He's more awake than everybody else in this gym right now.
Yeah, kind of the early morning, it's something that MacArthur, we talked about it before we went on. That's a MacArthur aesthetic. They like playing early. Panthers will work the ball around over in the corner for Brown, who will launch a three-pointer and get that one to fall. Brown, 7 points yesterday. Not a very efficient day. Only shot 2 of 9 from the field. And Panthers will look to run, and that should be another jump ball.
They got a jump ball there. The possession goes to MacArthur. What a great response by O'Fallon. They went down 7-0, and I'm like, oh my goodness, they might dig themselves a huge hole here. They get right back into it, and the great news for O'Fallon, they're shooting the ball well, which is tough in the morning. Jaden Rush has one gone down, and Will Brown Jr. also was able to get one to connect.
Inbound coming from Murphy, and he'll get it out into the corner intended for Tatum, but deflected out of bounds by Rennie Harris. Fallon in their Road Navy Blues today, which are pretty nice uniform set, my personal opinion.
Yeah, but we'll agree that MacArthur's uniforms with the red trim on the sides is freaking awesome and the best jersey that we see here. That's no offense to any other jerseys. Just MacArthur, you know, they love to sport the red sometimes, and when they do, it looks awesome with that normal traditional blue that Decatur MacArthur has.
I think that's hearkening back to the old Stephen Decatur High School, which was a high school back in the day in Decatur, which Therese Bryson was an alumni of. Shot up no good, and Harris will go ahead and bring the ball up. Nice crossover dribble, cut off, and get it now to Smith, who's wide open. Missed that one short. Charges hard for the rebound, but Tatum will come up with it, and he stepped on the baseline, so it'll remain with the Panthers. Things kind of waxing and waning here. MacArthur got off to the nice hot start. Now O'Fallon are starting to come back. Inbound from Tebby to Smith, and now onto the wing for Rush, looking to get it inside to Harris, which they will. Shot up, no good. Nice contest there by Lee. Here come the Generals. Here is Murphy. They'll go right to the rim, be fouled by Tebby, and Murphy will shoot some free throws.
Boy, MacArthur do so well at denying the best option for the opposing team. There have been players like Bradley Longcore last year in last year's tournament championship who struggled against Decatur MacArthur. Rennie is now 0 for 3 from the field, and all of his shots have been contested. He hasn't been able to get anything to go so far. And again, you know, it's his last chance. He's already lost twice. He's the only player on this O'Fallon team that was with O'Fallon when they lost the tournament championship 2 years ago, and he started in that game. And just for him to have such a difficult start, he's definitely going to want to try to build something back up, because this is not what he wants to do. He's got to be a leader here for O'Fallon.
Murphy misses the first one. Caden Saunders, who started yesterday into the game for the Panthers. Murphy gets that one to fall, lead out to 10-8 for the Generals. Here is Rush. He'll go ahead and be the point man for the Panthers on this possession. Survey things and work it onto the wing for Brown. Brown now out to Saunders. He'll dribble drive and get it back out to Rush. He'll drive the lane, cut off by Murphy. Spin jumper, good.
That's a shot that you cannot guard if you're MJ Murphy. And MJ did a good job on Trayvon Bond yesterday against Granite City. Those two battled well, and I think him and Jaden Rush are going to be doing the same thing today, blow for blow in the backcourt.
Speaking of Murphy, here he is. Got bumped by Harris, and no call. Asking for the foul, but the referee says, no, you shuffled your feet.
Well, he shuffled his feet after the foul was called. The foul looked like it happened. It looked like he got fouled, and then that, because of the contact, he had to shuffle his feet to keep his balance.
All right. So, another turnover for MacArthur. That's MacArthur had 12 yesterday, which not horrible over the course of a full game, so probably at 3 or 4 already. Brown on the wing. He'll get it to Saunders, and he travels.
Yeah, we had a couple of traveling violations in game 1 yesterday. It looks like same story here today. You always want to make sure you get those little things down right in these certain games. And, you know, less little mistakes equal better basketball as a team in general.
Here is Murphy, guarded by Rush, as you mentioned the matchup between the two of them. They will work it into the corner for Tatum. Plus the three gets Smith jumping. Shot up no good, and the ball knocked out of bounds, and it will remain with the Generals. Coach Muna is not very happy with that one.
Yeah, but get used to that play that Commander MacArthur just ran. They put their players on the block, and then they roll Stevie Tatum out as they're going to change the call to O'Fallon basketball. Refs get a little help there, but they roll Stevie Tatum out into a corner to give him the shot. And, you know, you got to be able to get out there and be straight up on him. Since the O'Fallon player was a little late, it gave Tatum the opportunity to fake and then pull an open shot. He still missed it, though.
Yep. Here is Rush with the basketball. 2 minutes remaining in our first quarter of action. Not a lot of stoppages. Here is Smith. He'll drive the lane. Shot up, no good. Count it, and the foul. We'll see Kymir Carson come in after this free throw, potentially.
And maybe that's the formula for O'Fallon in this game. You know, you thought it may be the Jaden Rush and Rennie Harris show. That's what it was yesterday. But you see guys like Armand Smith and Will Brown Jr. making some big baskets here in the first quarter. Can they carry that on for a full 4 quarters against MacArthur? Because you know that you're going to need every single player to give their very best to beat a team like MacArthur, who is so hard to just find a win against.
Smith converts the and one, and that was Sean Lee's second foul, so he'll have a seat. Carson in to replace him, and he has the basketball now. Work it up to Murphy, and he'll get it back to Carson. Now into the corner for Tatum. He'll launch another three. That one no good again, and that'll be an over-the-back foul on King D.
And that is King D's second. 2 of MacArthur's top 3 players already in foul trouble. It started so well for MacArthur, but things have really turned in O'Fallon's favor through this first quarter.
King Smith will come in to replace King D's, so one King for another.
There you go.
And it will, now we'll see if O'Fallon can stretch this lead out beyond the 1 possession mark that it is. Here is Rush. He is hounded there by Murphy, and he'll get it onto the wing for Smith. He'll hop step, 7-foot jumper up and good. Armand Smith up to 7 points, which
that leads all scorers with Sean Lee as Murphy gets fouled by Rush, and that's Rush's first. Give credit to Armand Smith, man. O'Fallon look for that third scorer. You can't just win with 2 guys in Rush and Harris, and Armand Smith has provided that. He's normally a better 3-point shooter. He's 50% from 3, but, you know, he's able to get in there, and he's had some strong drives in this game so far. So that's something that he'll definitely work with. And he also rebounds the ball really well, which is what O'Fallon is desperately needing in these with a small roster.
Brenton Hunter and Eddie Jackson in for the Panthers, as a nice steal there from Smith, deflected, but it will stay with the Panthers in the form of Rush. He'll put a shot up and in. Jaden Rush with 7, and Coach Therese Bryson will take a timeout, and he is not very happy. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. Be back here in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
We welcome you back into Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Minute 02 left in the first quarter. O'Fallon Panthers up 17-10. We do have a score from the auxiliary gym. It was 13-10 in favor of the Granite City Warriors over the Rockford East E-Rabs after 1 quarter of play. We'll continue to provide occasional updates from the auxiliary gym. Again, as my broadcast partner Matt Clark said, you can watch those games in the auxiliary gym on the K-Hawk Athletics YouTube channel.
Well, you think about O'Fallon, and they're now on a 17-3 run since they opened, and they were a little bit sleepy, going down 7-0. They are battle-tested, O'Fallon. They come into this tournament 7-5, but they have played a much harder schedule than MacArthur, and I think it's showing here right now. MacArthur haven't played a team of O'Fallon's level since their Thanksgiving tournament.
Yeah, the only loss as Harris puts another one up and in. That is his first bucket. Yeah, with MacArthur coming in, the Central State 8 maybe not the strongest as it's been this year, as the Generals will bring it up. Nice passing around, blocked there by Harris, and he'll get it up to Rush 3-on-1. Rush will take it himself and get it to fall.
I cannot believe I'm saying this, Zach, but the MacArthur Generals are getting beat down the floor. This never happens to Decatur MacArthur.
Yeah, we'll see number 2, that is Najir Wood, come in. Did not play yesterday. Smith able to use that size of his, nice power dribble and snap the run, and O'Fallon got to go. Not much time left. Wide open shot for Jackson, just a little long.
Great quarter for O'Fallon. Fabulous final 6 minutes from the Panthers.
Yep. Go ahead and pull out your Rush albums, folks. We've got a 21-12 score after 1 quarter of play. We'll go ahead and take a break. Be back here in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
The OrthoGold TRT tissue regeneration machine is revolutionary new technology. It's known as a shockwave machine. In the hospital setting, it's lithotripsy. The machine looks sort of like an ultrasound head, but it's much different technology. It drives sound waves into tissue at 3,500 miles an hour. It's a 3 to 5 minute non-invasive treatment. This is revolutionary technology. It's great for acute, which means, injured tissue. New injuries per se, also chronic conditions. We have many people who have canceled knee replacements and shoulder replacements and treated lots of plantar fasciitis, foot, ankle problems. Overall, the OrthoGold TRT soft wave machine is revolutionary technology. We've been very excited to bring it to our practice, and we've already helped a tremendous amount of people with it, and we're looking forward to helping a lot more.
We welcome you back into Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Second quarter set to start as the Panthers will have the basketball. The Panthers of O'Fallon with a 21-12 lead. And here is Harris. He'll trigger the inbound, and it will come into Armand Smith. Armand Smith with 7 points in the first quarter after scoring 8 yesterday. Here is Brown. He'll dribble his way at the free throw line and get it back out to Rush. He'll survey things and pass it over onto the wing for Harris, who'll drive his way in. Attempted to get it to Saunders out in the corner, but he was fouled before that. And that foul is on number 2, Najir Wood, who did not play in MacArthur's win over Granite City yesterday. Inbound pass comes in quickly, and it will go to Will Brown. He'll get it to Smith, and he'll pull up from the elbow. That one's well short. Rebounded by Wood, and he'll get it to Murphy, and we'll see what the Generals can do here in this second quarter. Murphy will put on a nice crossover dribble. Head fake, no good. Tipped out by Brown and knocked out to Rush, who will go ahead and rush his way up the court. And no foul called, and it will be out of bounds. Generals basketball, Coach Muniz is absolutely livid.
He's saying that MJ Murphy kicked it. I think Jaden Rush kicked that basketball. Muniz didn't have the best view there. It doesn't matter, though. Just not the greatest turner from Rush. He tried to beat Murphy down the lane. I don't know if that was a good idea anyways, and Brown's going to get called for the foul there on the side. O'Fallon might just be getting a little bit frustrated with some of this officiating here in the early morning game.
Yeah, did a decent job trying to move his way, move the big guy, King Smith, big, division FCS offensive lineman, so not a small dude by any means. But the Generals will have the inbound, and that ball is out of bounds. It will remain with the Generals. They'll say deflected out by Rush.
Not so frustrated on that call was Brian Muniz. I think he saw that one went off of Rush. But this continues to be a good game defensively for O'Fallon. They're forcing turnovers. They get almost another one right there.
Yeah, Smith trapped in the corner, but he'll work it out to Murphy on the baseline. Around now to Carson. And he'll drive the lane. Looks like O'Fallon might be in his zone. Three-pointer from Wood, well short off the front of the rim. Rebounded by the opposite, number 2, Rush, and he'll get it quickly to Brown. Brown now to Harris. Got Smith on him. That's might be a little bit of a mismatch, but he
I was
does a
gonna say
pretty
the
good
same
job
thing.
there. Work it out into the corner for Smith, who's pretty well open for three. That one's no good, and will bounce off the shot clock, and the possession will go back to the Generals, who will re-enter King D's.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm curious to see how long Therese Bryson keeps King D's and Sean Lee on the bench here. Both of them have 2 fouls, both of them checking in now. Both of them cannot afford to get a third foul before the half. Also, another thing, I think O'Fallon just missed their chance there to even stretch this lead out even more with some of your best defenders in D's and Murphy off the floor, Lee off the floor.
Here is Lee, and he'll play it up and in. Sean Lee continues his pretty strong performance, up to 9 points today, which surpasses his 8 from yesterday. Here is Harris, guarded by Lee, which is a nice, intriguing individual matchup there. Harris will make his way to the free throw line, kick it out into the corner for Brown, who will launch a three-pointer and get that one to fall.
And that is a big 3 for O'Fallon. I'm surprised, though, that the Panthers are bringing pressure here.
Schools in the Central State 8 like to pressure in some way. As a nice layup there from Stevie Tatum. Had some suspicions going in that this one could be a very
high-scoring game. And you're right. Oh,
we just lost our video feed.
Hey, Todd, the power literally just went out. Everywhere. Look at the everything.
Are we still live?
I have no clue.
All right, well, stand by here, folks.
We're not 100% sure. Check out.
We're not sure if
yeah, appreciate. Sorry, technical difficulties here. We're not 100% sure. I think we still are live, but we just lost our video feed. So for now, while we're doing this and trying to figure out what's happening with our video feed, we appreciate your patience. We'll try to just give you this on the radio. 24-16, MacArthur lead, and Stevie Tatum just made his first free throw. So again, thank you for your patience.
We are
not 100% sure what the heck just occurred.
Well, we will do what we can here.
There were some power issues at the high school that we're not 100% sure with. You have some lights on our other courts that just went off. But again, we'll try to give this to you, even though we don't have any video feed, as Tatum makes the second, 24-18.
Now the lights kicked back on.
Yeah, we may very well be back on shortly here with our video feed, so thank you for your patience. Let's just continue. Go ahead, Zach, act as if there's no video.
Yeah, we'll move right along, and it seems like we'll have it back on here in just a moment. There we go. All right. We are back in picture, ladies and gentlemen. Here is Rush. He'll get it to, and now to Brown out on the wing. He'll drive the lane. Shot up and good. Will Brown with 8 points now, and the Panthers will continue to put on that pressure. Here is Murphy. He'll get it to Lee, who will drive the lane. Blocked by Harris out of bounds. Will remain with the Generals. We have a 26-18 lead, just under 5 minutes remaining here in our first half of action.
And thank you again for your patience. We're just trying to make sure that the video feed is solid for you guys and the pictures look correct. And now we should be back and good to go.
All right. Sean Lee with the bucket there for the Generals. He's up to 11 points, leads the Generals in scoring, and the deficit back down to 6. We'll see Armand Smith re-enter as the Panthers will be pretty patient here against the 1-2 matchup that MacArthur broke out a little bit yesterday against Granite City. Gave Granite City some issues. We'll see how well O'Fallon can respond to it. Here is Rush. Get it into the corner for Brown. And now out to Tebby, who will swing it around to, that is Jackson. Back to Jackson in the corner. He'll work it into Harris. He gets it on the baseline.
Shot clock violation, Zach. That was a huge possession for Decatur MacArthur defensively when you think about it. You know, that's where they've really got to step up is their defensive intensity. You know, they rarely give up, you know, more than 50 points, and they've done great defensively against O'Fallon in the past games where they've won right there. That's a big play for them as they continue to try to cut into this O'Fallon lead.
Yep. MJ Murphy will go ahead and bring the basketball up, and we just had that power go off again, and we'll see if we still have video feed. Stand by here, folks. This is a bit of unfamiliar territory as Lee kind of fell on Tebby there, so.
4 minutes to play here in the second half, 26-20 again, just a couple of power technical difficulty issues. Nothing that we can necessarily fix on our end, but again, with the power going in and out, we'll try to give you as much coverage of the things that you can't see. Again, just a little, I'm not even sure how to describe this.
Yeah, it's weird technical gremlins here, but the lights are staying on here. The main lights are still staying on, so we'll proceed along as best we can. Tatum with a three-pointer from the quarter. And the lead is back down to just 3. So after a big run from O'Fallon, it seems like MacArthur have made their way back into it, continuing that Lincoln-esque 1-2-2 zone. Here is Rush. He'll work it over onto the wing for Smith. Smith now into the corner for Harris. No look for him there. Get it back to Smith. Smith will drive his way into the wing, into Brown. And now that is Smith, whose three-pointer is short, ball out of bounds, and it will go back to the Generals.
Yeah, they tried, Smith tries a left corner 3 there, and he fell down as he was shooting it there, and MacArthur is going to take a timeout. They're enjoying their play right now, a 30-second timeout for Decatur MacArthur. Once again, we'll continue to work on these technical issues. Be back in a moment here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
We welcome you back into Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium.
Doing little audio calls today, and, just working on everything. And 26-23 is our score between Decatur MacArthur. They lead by 3 with 3:25 to go here in this first half. And, as soon as we've got that video feedback up, we appreciate everyone's support, specifically if you're from Decatur, Illinois. That's a long ways away. We're trying to figure out everything as it stands.
All right, here are the Generals. It is Dees with it on the wing, and they'll work it into Lee, guarded by Rush. Another block by Harris, but looks like it went off of Eddie Jackson and out of bounds. It will remain with the Generals.
Yeah, on the block there was Sean Lee. Tried the little post-up move, dropped in, went strong with one step, and then got blocked from behind by Harris.
Inbound pass comes in to Dees, who will swing it back to Murphy, who will bring it around to the far side wing. He will look to get it to Owens. Nice job there by Brown, cutting things off, and they'll attempt to get it into Brown, but gets it back and have a foul on have a shooting foul. We'll see who they give that to, and that will be on Will Brown, and that is his second, so maybe a small item of concern there for O'Fallon, as we'll see MJ Murphy shoot some free throws, and lights back on that back wall, so we may have some video feed for you here in just a moment.
Yeah, screen for Murphy there, which was well done, and then Murphy really attacks the lane there, but he misses the first free throw. That's where he struggled a little bit yesterday from the free throw line. Actually, he didn't struggle. He was 2 for 2.
And now he's had a little more woes today as Caden Saunders re-enters for the Panthers. Looks like we're good. Hopefully we don't have any more issues with that. We thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. Here now is Murphy, and he'll shoot a second free throw and get that one to fall. Seems like things are good, and the deficit back down to 2. Murphy with just 2 points, and it seems like we've been calling his name a lot. Here is Harris. Now over to Rush and back to Harris. And they'll play catch against this 1-2-2 zone from MacArthur. They'll work it into the middle for Smith. We'll kick it out to Saunders. He'll launch a 3 from the corner. That one's a bit too strong. Rebounded by Murphy, and he'll quickly push it up to Lee, who traveled with the basketball, caught it, and kept the feet moving.
Yeah, and Therese Bryson was telling him, keep going, go to the basket, because he was being a little reluctant there. He got the basketball, and he didn't know what quite to do. He had a 2-on-1 there, and, Therese Bryson, man, he scored so many points in his career in both high school and college, and so for him, for him, this is something where he's going to always push his players to go to the basket and get some buckets.
Yeah, it's like if you got an open lane, you got to try and score. Nice defense there by Owens on Rush. Rush able to keep his dribble, and then he loses it. Here is a run out for Murphy, and blocked off the backboard by Harris. Generals recover Lee with the pull-up jumper, no good. Rebounded by Owens. Saunders will clamp onto it. Owens manages to maintain it. Shot up, no good. Lee scrambling for it and will have a jump ball. Possession in favor of MacArthur.
Great, fantastic battle on that play, Zach. You could feel that Rennie Harris doesn't want to lose to these guys again. He's on the fast break there. MJ is going up for the layup, and Rennie swats it from behind. One of the greatest athletic plays I've ever seen from the senior. And I thought that MacArthur was going to score there. It just feels like the same story, Zach. O'Fallon was up big against MacArthur in the final 2 years ago. And then MacArthur made a huge run down the stretch. They cannot afford to allow MacArthur on a big run to end this second quarter.
Inbound pass comes into Lee, who has it stolen away by Harris, and will have, I think, a foul on Lee, and that is his third.
That was that was worst case scenario, because when MacArthur started making this comeback when they put Sean Lee and MJ Murphy back into the game, and now they've got to deal with Sean Lee sitting with 3. He's played very well today. That's no bueno if you're Decatur MacArthur. Here's Rush at the top of the key for the Panthers.
They'll work it around to Smith, and now back to Rush on the wing. We'll get it to Harris in the high post. Kick it out to Saunders, and around now to Smith. And now back to Saunders. And now to Smith. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Here is Rush. Out now in the wing for Harris. 6 seconds left. Rush will drive the lane and be called for the travel. MacArthur fans quite happy.
Well, if you notice it, for Decatur MacArthur, they're doing such a great job. They switched to the zone there. Remember, Lincoln played zone against O'Fallon last year, and remember how much that frustrated the Panthers? They aren't the best consistent shooting team, so a great adjustment there by Therese Bryson here in this second quarter.
All right, another quick update from the auxiliary gym. Rockford East up 21-20 at halftime, so a pretty good game over there in the auxiliary gym. Shot up and good for Sam Owens. As we think we just lost our audio feed, or video feed again, so stand by here, folks. We do apologize. Panthers with the basketball. Under a minute left to go in the first half of action. Here is Smith. Around now to Rush, and now to Smith again, and back to Rush again. He'll pull up for 3. Nice contest there by Carson. Airballed it, rebounded by the Generals. Here is Murphy. They'll put on a nice behind-the-back move on Smith. Cross it over and have it knocked away by Rush out of bounds. Will remain with the Generals.
Yep, on the far side here, great rush there. Jaden Rush was the one that shot on the left wing on that last possession for O'Fallon. He just sprawled the shot up out there. The shot selection for O'Fallon is starting to fail them. They're not getting the open looks that they did early in the first quarter.
Hunter and Jackson re-enter for the Panthers. Inbound coming for Dees in front of the Panther bench. He will do so to Carson. And he will get it now to Murphy. 32 seconds and counting, about a 9-second differential between the shot clock and game clock.
26-26 our score here in the second quarter.
Yeah. Here now is Carson, and he'll stand there out on the wing. Do have to move eventually, do the Generals, as the lights kick back on, so we'll see if we can get our video feedback going here. 12 seconds left now. Murphy with the pull-up jumper. Tough shot, no good. Hit the rim. Tatum with the rebound and blocked again by Harris. He's trying to break another record.
Yeah, he's trying to break the all-time blocks record, if you will.
LaFonso Ellis had 13 many years ago.
Yeah, I don't think he's breaking that. It's only about his second.
He might have a couple more. We'll see. King Smith back into the game for the Generals, replacing Carson. Inbound pass comes out to Dees, guarded closely there by Saunders. He'll pull up from the free throw line, shot up, no good, and we'll have an over-the-back foul, and I think that will be Stevie Tatum's first foul.
Yep, going the other way with just 0.1 seconds to go, and MacArthur frustrated there. I mean, it's not the worst foul in the world to give away, if we're being completely honest. I mean, but what a game, what a first half.
I mean, you can't do anything with it anyway, and so that'll be halftime. So after one half of play, score 26-26. We figured it'd be a pretty good game coming in, and so far it's billed.
So far so good, yeah.
It's been what we expected it would be. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break here. Be back in a couple of minutes. We'll have some halftime, first half stats for you, and anything else that catches our interest here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than Elsie's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for K-Hawk fans, before, after, or even during K-Hawk games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows K-Hawk games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, K-Hawk fans' pub of choice.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KHawkSports.com and the KHawk Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the Event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the KHawk Sports Network and KHawkSports.com. The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KHawkSports.com and the KHawk Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our K-Hawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a K-Hawk, always a K-Hawk. Hashtag K-Hawk Family.
Your home is where you feel happy, safe, and secure. So if you see signs of foundation problems like cracks or uneven floors, worrying is natural, and getting it fixed is crucial. Woods Basement Systems understands. We've been solving foundation worries since 1986. Woods experts have the training and equipment to make permanent repairs. So stop worrying, because with Woods, it's fixed forever. Foundation problems don't get better with time, they get better with Woods, the all things basement-y experts. Call or go to woodsbasementsystems.com today.
Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking. Conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage Team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville produces their own spirits and beer on site, right at the restaurant. Pair that with some of the most unique menu items around the entire metro area, and you can see why they are such a hit. They can handle you and your family, or they can handle you and your group. Throw in the occasional live entertainment, and you can see why Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville, 618-855-8027, or online at oldheraldbrewing.com. Looking to buy a new home or sell your current home? Trust the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now, and you can trust the years of experience the Blaylock Group brings to the table. The Blaylock Group can help you find your dream home, or they can help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty, 618-780-4622. That's 618-780-4622. The Blaylock Group of eXp Realty. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Lottie's Cafe offers food, cocktails, and gaming in a great atmosphere highlighted by fast and friendly service. Lottie's Cafe also offers a unique menu that features soups and salads, sandwiches and paninis, pizza and flatbreads, appetizers and desserts, as well as breakfast. That's right, we said breakfast. Unique breakfast items such as a breakfast stromboli, a breakfast BLT, and breakfast burritos. Lottie's also offers creative cocktails, a wine bar, the coldest beer around, and a video gaming area for those 21 and older. And don't forget the Lottie's Cafe gift certificates. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Check them out online at lottiescafe.com, on Facebook, or in person in the Strip next to the Walmart Neighborhood Market. Or call Lottie's Cafe at 618-223-8256. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem.
Welcome back here at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic quarterfinal day one. It's already been an interesting day and an interesting game. Zach, I feel like I'm watching Christmas Vacation right now. You know the scene where Clark has to go and connect the lights, and it's a whole nother thing on the other side, and then finally it all works out and the lights are connected. That's what this has been in the first half, at least from our technological standpoint. So if the feed ever goes out from our end, we'll just, again, call it as we would call a radio broadcast for you here, and we have no problem doing that. Thanks for sticking with us here on the KHOC Sports Network. We hope to have these audio or video qualities resolved as soon as possible. Enough of that. Let's go to the halftime scores. 26-26. O'Fallon and MacArthur are tied here. A great first quarter by O'Fallon. Fantastic. 21-12. They outscored MacArthur. But then Decatur MacArthur's defense got after it. 14-5. The Generals outscored the Panthers in the second quarter. O'Fallon are 3 of 9 from 3. Decatur MacArthur 2 of 6. And MacArthur's out-rebounding O'Fallon 20-13. They have 14 points in the paint already. That's normally what they average. Both teams 7 points off of turnovers. 7 turnovers for the Panthers, 8 turnovers for the Generals. So really, in general, it's those rebounds that have been the difference so far, and MacArthur being able to make the comeback and get back into this one as it's a 20. They're out rebounding O'Fallon 20-13. They have as many offensive rebounds, Zach, as they have defensive rebounds. That's pretty astounding.
Yeah, that's one thing that's kind of interesting. You know, obviously we've talked about neither team has a ton of size. O'Fallon, especially, even their taller guy. You know, Rennie Harris is one of their,
well, keep going. Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and continue here. You know, Rennie Harris is definitely more of a perimeter player, so it'll be kind of interesting to see, you know, what happens. And yeah, I mean, it's been a very entertaining first half. We'll see what happens. Crowd continuing to file in.
Yes, for sure.
And had pretty good crowds yesterday, and hopefully the moderate bit of white stuff on the ground doesn't bother people too much.
Yeah, it was snowing as I came out of my house this morning. Pretty remarkable.
And it's been quite warm, quite warm in this particular neck of the woods for December around here, and it finally happened, and we got some snow, and it accumulated on the grass just a little bit, not quite cold enough for it to
snow. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, for MacArthur, Sean Lee has been the real star of the show here. 11 points, 4 rebounds. He started out with 7 straight points to begin us today. That was really impressive start for the sophomore here after having a on par game one earlier in this tournament against Granite City.
Yeah, the one issue with Lee is that he has 3 fouls. No other player in the game has 3 fouls, so it'll be something that may be an object of some concern. So we'll
switch it over and get you guys started here. 26-26, 8 minutes total. There are all 16 total minutes to play here at the Holiday Classic, as O'Fallon will get us started here, moving from right to left in those Navy jerseys on your TV screen. It'll be Jaden Rush who starts with the basketball. O'Fallon had 3 players combined for 24 of the 26 points, as it'll be a three-pointer from Tebby to start off the second half. He's got it to go. Here he is, Zach. You may know this. Is he Drew Tebby's brother, yes or no?
I don't know for sure, but there definitely is, the resemblance there with a three-point specialist as Tatum comes down and responds with one of his own.
Yeah, Tatum's a three-point specialist himself, so the teams trade threes to start this third quarter. Here's Rush. This is over to Armand Smith. MacArthur playing that zone that helped him in the second quarter. Rush, ball fake, down the lane. Floater no good, but his teammate Harris is able to just pick up the loose change and put it in for 2. Rennie Harris, just his second basket of today's game.
Yeah, it's been a little quiet for Harris as D's open in the corner.
No good, but MacArthur was right there for the rebound. It's actually going to be, I think, Sean Lee who picks up his 4th foul. Costly error from Sean Lee. Let's see. Yes, it is. He'll have to sit the bench here in the third quarter with a foul in the first minute. Can you believe that?
Yeah, it's been a key piece for the Generals, but he's had to sit, and now we'll see King Smith only played 4 minutes yesterday. He's probably going to have to log a fair bit more than that here today.
So Fallon opened a 2-point lead here in the third quarter. They got to come out of the half with some fire. You know MacArthur's going to make a run at some point. That's just what they do. Rush against the zone. I'm sure that's also what Munoz was talking about in the half. Stolen away by MJ Murphy. Murphy up against Harris, yes, he was, and he scores this time. +1 for MJ Murphy. Didn't he get blocked from behind just a minute ago by Rennie? There's an answer for you.
Yeah, that'll be Harris's first foul, so no real concern there. And we'll see Murphy shoot the and one. He went 2 for 4. MacArthur's free throw shooting a little bit of a cause for concern.
And now he's 2 for 5. Missed free throws. It's what was talked about on day 1. It feels like it's the same story here on day 2. And it's why neither of these teams have been able to shake off the other. Harris inside, that's where he likes to be, then passes it out. Jaden Rush now drives with his left, up against 3 MacArthur players, got his own rebound and scores. And now that's Jaden Rush up to 11 points, the first Panther in double figures. Back and forth we go here in the third quarter. Neither team wanting to give up an inch. Winner to the semifinals, loser plays at 4:30 later today. This is Murphy. Now O'Fallon trying to give him a little problems on the zone, and it's going to be an offensive foul on the away screen down on the block. King Smith put his body too much into Jaden Rush, and it's going the other way.
Yeah, that is King Smith's first, so you get him in foul trouble. I don't know who exactly that. This is not the deepest MacArthur team. Only played 7 guys yesterday, and have only made 1 addition to the rotation here today with Najir Wood. I don't know that they really have a third big man that Coach Bryson and co are comfortable with.
Brown off the side of the backboard there on the 3, way off, and then he threw it away as Armand Smith was not able to corral the pass. So not a good possession there for O'Fallon. They've sprinkled in some poor possessions here in the second quarter. That's what allowed MacArthur to get back into the basketball game.
Yeah, it'll be kind of interesting. We'll see what happens here. One thing that is kind of interesting is that Zach Tebby is guarding MJ Murphy. That's, I believe, a change, so we'll see how that matchup goes.
Murphy got hit as he shot the 3, and the bucket didn't go. No foul called. Here comes Rennie Harris the other way on the fast break. Stripped away, but got the ball back. Now Tatum's going to try to get it from behind. O'Fallon can have numbers if they find him. They'll relax with Jaden Rush. Here's Smith, almost just determined to shoot the 3 there. Those 3 are the main guys, 2, 10, and 42 for O'Fallon. This is Rush. Out to Zach Tebby. Can he hit another one? No, he can't, but the rebound comes to Rush, and Rush is back up for 2. O'Fallon with a couple of big second chance points here in the third quarter.
Rush up to 13 points. He had 21 yesterday and continuing. He was the leading scorer for the Panthers coming in, and obviously still very early here, but he's making a case to have his name on the all-tournament team.
Murphy, it's Tatum, and the lead is cut to 1 on Stevie Tatum's deep 3. And Therese Bryson decides that another timeout is necessary here. A very good shot. Stevie Tatum with a couple of big ones early on. Full timeout. 60 seconds later from now, we'll have more third quarter action here at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic quarterfinals.
Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224.
Ball just been bounded here at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Who wants to be in the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic semifinals? As Smith almost stripped by Tatum, but Tatum's called for the foul. Now he's got to worry about a little bit of foul trouble because that's his second.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. It could be kind of interesting as
let's see what happens here. Therese Bryson having a conversation with the referee, and they actually... Okay, this will be interesting because they called the foul on King D's. And if that's King D's foul, it's his third.
Okay.
It is not. They just missed it. I think the referee gave him the wrong number, maybe trying to put the 2 5s up there. But it is on Tatum, so his second. King D's has 2. That just gets really important down the stretch here. But MacArthur could breathe a sigh of relief. This is Smith. Got Tebby open there, off-ball foul. This one's on Owens, and that's Decatur MacArthur's 4th foul. We haven't played half of the third quarter yet.
Owens is his first, so no particular issue for him, but that is the 4th. Remember the new free throw rule, you're in the bonus after 5 in each quarter, so another one from MacArthur would have the Panthers shooting free throws.
Owens had 10 on day 1, 10 points. He only has 2 today, so maybe some more offensive production needed from him. Tebby back over to Jaden Rush, looking to just try to get around this zone. Now it's Rush. Inside, Harris around 1, up with the layup, couldn't get it to go. He will go to the line and shoot 2.
Foul, I would think, would be on King Smith, and it will be. That's his second.
Yeah, he looked at our board up here when he saw, trying to figure out how many fouls he had. Oh, man, too much, and O'Fallon is already in the bonus here. So they can't really complain about, I'm in an unbiased standpoint, they can't really complain about any officiating now because the officials have given them 5 fouls to work with in the first 3.5 minutes of this third quarter.
Harris makes his first free throw of the game, which puts him at 3 for 3 now for the tournament, looking to maintain that perfect record here with this one.
Harris' second free throw knocks it down, and Rennie Harris is up to 6. He had 12 last year in the quarterfinal against MacArthur. They lost that game, O'Fallon. But they haven't needed to depend on him that much in this game. It's been a balanced effort from the Panthers. Yeah. Here's Dees. This is over to Murphy. Murphy gets the screen, splits past 2, but he loses the basketball, and O'Fallon have numbers the other way. Will Brown Jr. with his right hand goes up strong and scores for 2. Great defense turning into great offense for O'Fallon. They are back up 5, doing what they did in the first quarter and creating a lead to work with. Tatum from deep, sinks it. Huge shot from CB Tatum, his second 3 of the third quarter.
Tatum up to 18 points, had 9 yesterday. This is Stevie's world, and we're all just living in it.
Can't leave Stevie open anywhere on the floor. How about that? Once
go.
He crosses half court, he's a problem. And then a hard foul, two players go hard down to the floor. It's going to be King Smith who picks up his 3rd foul as he was challenging Armand Smith's shot.
Yeah, so now, I mentioned this earlier, Sean Lee's got 4. I mean, it may not hurt you against a team with O'Fallon that doesn't have a lot of size, but, you may have to try and find that 3rd big. Maybe Rome D's. We'll see what winds up happening, as we'll see. Carson will come in for him, So
Decatur's going a little bit smaller ball now, and they actually can do that. That's not a huge problem. There's not too much height on the O'Fallon team. Rennie Harris is pretty well-sized, but MacArthur have guys to guard him. Smith makes the second, And it is 40-37. O'Fallon not relying on their three-point shooting, which I think is helping them a little bit. That's what they relied on a little bit too much in last year's tournament. This is Kymir Carson around the screen from Tatum. And now they find it into Dees. And he's short on the layup. Maybe tried to dunk that ball. Here's the other way for Armand Smith. Smith with a Euro step. Up for two. Rolls in for Armand Smith.
He's got a couple of words there for Tatum.
10 points for Armand Smith, coming up clutch in big time here for O'Fallon in the quarterfinal. Will Brown, he's clapping against MJ Murphy. Now Murphy, he'll pull for three. That one does not fall, but there for the rebound again is King Dees, and he'll go to the line to try to complete the three-point play.
That's Dees' first bucket after scoring 14 points yesterday. And that's Zach Tebby's fourth foul, which is something. We'll see Saunders come in, presumably to replace him.
King Dees with just 2 points. And again, you talked about it. He had a very good first-round game. He didn't score last year against O'Fallon in this quarterfinal that these two teams played in. Remember, MacArthur ran O'Fallon out of the gym in that game. They dominated the Panthers. I think they almost won. They won by double digits for sure. Trade for trade. Armand Smith on one end and then King Dees on the other. And second chance points, I think, will become costly in this game. Dees makes the second. That's King Dees there. 42-40. The game has only been outstretched as far as 5 for the Panthers here early in this one. Rush against Murphy. Tight defense from MJ Murphy. Rush still trying to shake him off. He's unable to, and Carson gets the steal. The other way, 3-on-2 for McCater. Dees, he lost the basketball as he was trying to go up with it, and it's out of bounds O'Fallon basketball. But let's talk about that defense. Smothering from MJ Murphy on Jaden Rush, one of the best guards in the area.
Now you'll get to see a new wrinkle from MacArthur going full court man-to-man.
This is where they're at their best. Carson, blocking foul. And MacArthur fans are incensed. They wish that wasn't a blocking foul. Just off your screen, Carson was trying to go down the far sideline. Smith was trying to go down the far sideline for O'Fallon, right by the MacArthur bench. Carson just kind of stepped in front of him, gave him too much of the body. And since there's just been an accumulation of fouls for the Generals in this quarter, Smith will get a pair to shoot at the line with the new free throw rules.
Yeah, so, this is reminiscent as looks like we have an update from the auxiliary gym.
So Rockford East is up 37-30 over Granite City after 3 quarters. Smith makes the first, so whichever game you're watching here at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic, both are going pretty good right now. And very impressive from Rockford East, especially after they got run out of the gym by O'Fallon earlier this tournament. As our video feed turns off, we'll go back to audio. This is Carson down the far baseline, switches it over to the near baseline for Tatum. He'll drive in, goes around, stripped from behind down in the lane by Harris, and then it's a jump ball as multiple players fall on it, and O'Fallon will retain possession here with 2:26 to play. The Panthers lead 43-40.
Actually be MacArthur ball as we'll...
You sure? I think they've got possession arrow going towards O'Fallon here. Let's see. Never mind. It's going to be possession to MacArthur. They'll trigger on the baseline out of bounds. Into the short corner for Murphy. Back to Tatum on the inbounds pass. He goes up and scores with the easy layup. 43-42. Tatum now up to, how many points is that, Zach? That's 20 points for Stevie Tatum. Now Rush is fouled on the other end as he was guarded closely by MJ Murphy. That is Murphy's third. Rush will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, this is object of, we'll see what happens here. Crowd continuing to file in. Most of the lower bowl full now. Some people making their way in. Obviously, we're going to try our best to resolve these weird video power issues. Rush will shoot some free throws.
2:14 to go here in the third quarter. Rush, if he can make the first one, will tie it. He shoots it with his right hand off the back of the rim and no good. 43-42. O'Fallon still have the lead over MacArthur. Armand Smith will come into the free throw lane. 2:14 to play once again. I just got to see what O'Fallon can do. Can they hold on to this lead right now? MacArthur's pushing to make a run here if they can find it. Rush's second free throw is down and good. 44-42 as it's inbounded to Murphy in the backcourt. He goes down the near sideline. Harris will guard him as he comes up into the front court right next to the middle of the K-Hawk logo. He gets a double screen here. Goes to the right side off of Tatum's screen. Now on the right wing. Looking towards the backdoor. Cut inside to Dees. Dees up with his right hand. Bank shot is good on the layup. 44-44. We're tied with just under 2 minutes to play. It's Rush now down the far sideline. MacArthur fans getting excited. Guarded right across half court by MJ Murphy. deep right next to the half-court line as he's into the front court. Rush drives with his left over to the near side. Now drives inside all alone, goes up with a layup. No good as he came into the lane, and then as Kymir Carson got the rebound from MacArthur, it's Smith who fouls him from behind with 1:40 to go in this third quarter.
That's his second, third team foul for the Panthers, so no major concern there at this point in the game. And it looks like O'Fallon are going to put on some pressure of their own.
Kymir Carson will trigger on the left baseline, on the left baseline, so MacArthur have to go the full 94 feet as Murphy straight down the middle between the circles against Jaden Rush. Gets it to Dees on the left corner. A little bit of a sprawling pass. Dees comes back out to grab it. He's guarded by Saunders. Drives with his left out to Tatum. Corner lead three on the left side. No good. Rebound is sprawled for, and it does go to an O'Fallon player because MacArthur fouls right in the middle there.
And that's on Murphy, and that's his third.
So 44-44, and MJ Murphy has picked up all three of those fouls here early in this third quarter. So Jaden Rush back to the free throw line. It's been a stop and start third quarter here in the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. An early lead for the Generals cut out, or pardon me, an early lead by the Panthers cut out by MacArthur. Rush makes the first, 45-44.
Yeah, Rush up to 15 points now. There's been, a bit of a more balanced effort. Armand Smith with 11. They've managed to match up okay, even with it being a comparatively quiet game for Rennie Harris.
Rush hits the second. Here's Murphy between the circles up against Smith. Dribbles closely, taking his time here with 1:15 to go in the third quarter, and O'Fallon up two. It's Murphy to the right wing or the near wing to King Dees. Saunders kind of sags off of him, now to the near corner to Tatum, who drives baseline and then is fouled before he got to the rim. It'll be a foul on the floor.
No, he
stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, stepped on the baseline.
So Tatum turns the ball over. It's back to O'Fallon with 1:05 to go. 1:05 seconds, might I add. This is Rush up against Murphy, going towards the far side. Murphy not trying to foul him too much as he just crosses the baseline. Murphy just giving him just a little bit of sustained pressure. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. O'Fallon lead by 2. This is Rush over to Saunders on the far wing. Back out to Smith, who's top of the key extended. Smith drives left inside to Brown. He goes up with the layup and scores. Great pass by Smith. Brown with the right-handed layup. It's good, and O'Fallon pushes the lead out to 4.
Yeah, Will Brown up to 12 points, 3 Panthers in double figures.
Murphy drives inside. On the floor is the foul call. And with 36.5 seconds to play, O'Fallon pick up their 4th team foul of the quarter.
Yeah, that's Armand Smith's third, so again, maybe
we're going to have some fouls in this game, Zach. I have a feeling.
See Hunter come in, not quickly enough to get in.
Tatum drives hard to the rack, no good. And a jump ball once again. It feels like we got a stoppage on every single play here, Zach. Possession will stay with O'Fallon.
Yeah, we've had a fair amount of stoppages, but it seems like, it kind of works out all right as welcome Dave Wilhelm into the building. Always good to see him.
Reminder that our next game, 11:30, it is the 2A state-ranked Althoff Crusaders against the 4A state-ranked Quincy Blue Devils. But let's get through this one first. 20 seconds to go. Rush against Murphy. One-on-one. Rush dishes it to Brown. Brown inside, no good. Rush fights for the rebound. There's no good. And Kymir Carson has the rebound with 10. This is Dees. Dees on the fast break with 8. He'll drive in with his left. Passes it off, and Owens has got the basket to go with 4 seconds. O'Fallon the other way this one with Will Brown. He'll have to heave one at the buzzer. Off the backboard. Just touched the rim a little bit as it fell out. And it is a 2-point lead for the Panthers. These teams neither giving an inch here in the quarterfinals. Both of them want to make it to the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic semifinals. They've got 8 more minutes of regulation to decide that, and we'll be back with that here on the K-Hawk Sports Network after this.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
48-46. Zach, it feels like we are back in the end of day one with all these close games right here. Again, 3 of the last 4 games on day one were one-possession games at the end. This one could be trending in the same direction.
Yeah, Sean Lee back into the game with his 4 fouls, so we'll see how that goes. We got a couple of players for both teams kind of in more foul trouble. We'll see if we see Zach Tebby still on the bench for the Panthers. He's got 4.
Here's Lee. That is Lee, and he smoked a layup. Harris let him go all the way to the rack. He just missed it, the sophomore. Now Smith stolen away by Murphy, but Murphy is called for his 4th foul. Fouls reset, though, which will be good news for MacArthur because it probably would have been double bonus at this point had we had the old foul rules.
And
just the first team foul in the corner for the Generals.
I guess that's just Murphy's 3rd, so not, it's been kind of physical, and it's been consistently but relatively tightly called, which I don't mind. So long as it's consistent, I don't mind it.
And it's consistent there because it's Harris who's called for the foul. And Muniz didn't even argue that one. He just kind of stared at Rennie, gave him the little hands on the hips like, come on, let's be a little bit better than that.
Yeah, that's just Harris's 2nd, so no major concern there.
And the only one with 3 for a foul that's currently on the floor is Armand Smith. 4 fouls for Sean Lee, 3 for Tatum, 3 for
Murphy.
Yeah. As he has the basketball here, gives it up to Owens. Looking for Tatum in that corner, guarded by Harris. And then the pass from Stevie Tatum, almost lost by Lee, but Lee will go up strong on Rush. He misses the layup once again, and he fouls Rush. Sean Lee has fouled out of the game with 7:15 to go in the 4th quarter.
Oh, wow, they did give it to him. I thought they were going to give it to Murphy, but yeah, that's interesting.
That's devastating for MacArthur. The guy who has 11 points, your 2nd best scorer. Now suddenly Stevie Tatum and MJ Murphy have to do that much more to do late in this game.
I think the big thing here is King D's did a little bit in the 3rd quarter. You need him to step up. He had a good game yesterday. You need him to be that 3rd option for MacArthur.
Rush. MacArthur tried to spring the trap. Now it's Harris. They broke the press. O'Fallon. Harris's mid-range jumper falls. And it's 50-46. O'Fallon with the lead. They have been able to keep the Generals just far away enough to hold this lead. Now Murphy, one-on-one, and he cannot get the basket to fall for him, but Rush picks up another foul, so this time it'll be Murphy going to the free throw line.
That's Rush's 3rd. Seems like a lot of the main scorers all have multiple fouls here. Crowd continuing to file in. It's turned into a pretty good one here, and I'm sure it will only grow as the day goes on.
If we're thinking about it, these teams have played 3 times in the last 3 Prairie Farms Holiday Classics. I'd say this one, as Murphy misses the first, is the best game of those 3. It's been tight ever since the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, we figured it would. We kind of expected that this matchup would be one that we would get, and it's been pretty good. I mean, MacArthur only have 1 loss. Only loss coming to a very strong Bolingbrook team in the championship game of their own Thanksgiving tournament, and it will be kind of an interesting time here as we'll move right along here. Lead still at 3 for the Panthers.
Harris up strong. Layup way off. Will Brown a corner 3. Oh, yeah! Will Brown Jr. doubles the lead for O'Fallon. He's had some big 3s here in today's game. Here's Tatum for MacArthur. Suddenly he's got to be the leading scorer. Murphy drives left on Saunders. Layup short. Rebound Harris. And O'Fallon suddenly have that much more momentum. This is Saunders. Saunders goes up with the right hand. Layup basket is good. 8-point lead for the Panthers.
Coach Muniz asking for a foul, and Coach Bryson will take a timeout.
O'Fallon won't mind it one bit because they suddenly have opened up an 8-point lead on the MacArthur Generals. They're looking to make it back to the semifinals. Back with more action here. It's a full timeout, and we'll be back after it on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville or Collinsville locations for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121. or visit their Maryville or Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
If you're just joining us here on the KHOC Sports Network, the Decatur MacArthur Generals have won the last 2 straight Prairie Farms Holiday Classic Championship. They've won 10 straight Prairie Farms Holiday Classic games dating back to before the coronavirus. Zach, all of that is on thin ice now. They really got to figure out a way to put in a last-ditch effort and turn this game around. As Murphy will grab the basketball here for MacArthur. Unfamiliar territory for the Generals tonight. This is Dees at the free throw line. His shot is off to the right, and Harris, who has been very good at rebounding the basketball today, gets the board. O'Fallon going fast break the other way, and it's Jaden Rush who puts it out to a 10-point advantage.
Rush up to 18 points, not too far away from the 21 he had yesterday.
He's really come to life here in this second half. But O'Fallon's defense just allows Dees to get the easy basket on the other end, so basket's canceled out right after Therese Bryson called that timeout. This is Murphy. He's really got to find a way to guard Jaden Rush. Rush down the right side. He beat Murphy. A little roll, a little up and under for 2. And suddenly Jaden Rush is solving the problem that is MJ Murphy. Carson, pass deflected. Goes to Dees. Back out to Kymir Carson. Now they've got Tatum in the corner. They need this one, MacArthur. And they get it from Stephen Tatum.
Stevie Tatum up to 23. It's kind of turned into a duel between him and Rush, and O'Fallon's had a little bit more help from the supporting cast, especially with Sean Lee fouled out for the Generals.
5 minutes to go. Generals fans will know what this feels like when Stevie Tatum has balled out like this before, as Owens will foul off right in the backcourt.
Just Owens' second foul. Owens had 10 points. It's been kind of a quiet day for him. Well, he does have 7, but it feels like, or no, he has 4, excuse me.
Desperation time for Decatur MacArthur. Can O'Fallon close this game out? They've done everything right up until this point to book a spot in the semifinals. But MacArthur still have 5 minutes to change that. It's Rush, guarded close by Murphy, almost a 5-second violation. Now Rush up against Owens. 2 great athletes here. Owens dives on the floor. It goes back into the backcourt. Then Harris falls, and it is a travel. So O'Fallon just kind of trip over their own feet there on that possession. Good pressure defense by both Murphy and Owens.
Yeah, this is maybe not quite to the level of that, but it kind of reminds me of those Springfield Southeast teams of about 5 years ago. It was full court man-to-man all day, and they had a lot of talent, and that defense was really hard to deal with. They won back-to-back championships with it as Dees goes up and is fouled, I think, by Brown.
I think Dees is frustrated. He wanted to finish that basket, but it just rolls off the rim. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. 3 more quarterfinals here for you at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. Quincy and Altoff ready to tip off at what will look like 11:30, although it'll probably get tipped off a little bit later than that. Then Triad Carbondale, or pardon me, not Triad Carbondale, Triad Collinsville at 1 o'clock, and then at 2:30, a very intriguing matchup between Belleville East and Lincoln as Dees sinks the first. MacArthur's got to make all their free throws here down the stretch. They've been given those free throw opportunities.
Yeah, they missed a fair few here in the early portions of the game and still have the opportunity, but you can't afford to miss them now.
Dees with a couple of dribbles, puts up the second free throw. It's no good, and Owens almost tipped the rebound to a MacArthur player. 1 of 2. Dees split the pair. O'Fallon by 6. Rush downhill, goes up strong, and Tatum fouls him at the rim. And Rush will go back to the free throw line here. He's got 20 points. He can add to that here.
Yeah, it's just been a step late on the help there was Tatum, and that's his 4th foul. So, obviously you had Sean Lee foul out already. It would be maybe a death blow for MacArthur should Tatum foul out.
Rush gets the first. Talk about made free throws. O'Fallon, if they can make their free throws, because MacArthur's probably going to have to start fouling them here to try to get back into this basketball game. If O'Fallon make their free throws, they'll be in a very good spot to close out this game and right their wrongs from the last couple of years. Rush hits both. O'Fallon timeout. It's a full timeout, and we'll be back after it. 61-53 Panthers here on the KHOC Sports Network.
Herald Square and Cold Herald, 2 great additions to the Collinsville landscape. Next to the Old Harrod Brewery and Distillery, Herald Square is a new outdoor multi-use event space in Collinsville. Concerts, fun and games, farmer markets, and so much more. Herald Square, a great space for Collinsville's future. And just off the square's turf, Cold Harold's, old-fashioned scooped ice cream gelato, house-made recipes, and premium-sourced product. If you're over 21, ask about the good stuff at Cold Harold's. Watch Collinsville grow. Herald Square and Cold Harold. Two great new additions, only in Collinsville, Illinois.
Back of the year in Collinsville as the O'Fallon Panthers look to pick up what would be their win of the year against a 9-1 Decatur MacArthur team. They currently lead 61-53. Zach, this is probably going to go down as the highest game of the scoring game of the tournament, as we have surpassed, I think, a total of 112 points have been scored.
Yeah, we're approaching it there. I don't think we quite hit the total from the Mundelein Althoff game yesterday, but
you'd imagine that get passed up here in the next 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Both teams have shown the capability to score. O'Fallon going the 2-3 zone here, which is
look at that. They've really got a key on Tatum, not allow him to shoot the basketball. It's Carson, drives inside. O'Fallon will take that all day, but they won't take the Tatum three. That does not fall. He really needed that to go. Now great pass by Harris down the lane, and Smith finishes.
Yeah, now for MacArthur, you got to try and get up and down. Be quick, but don't hurry.
Murphy fell to the floor. No foul. Brown the other way. And then he's fouled by Owens. Players, every single time someone's on the has hit the deck in every single play, it feels like, with 3:45 to play here. Both teams have given it everything. You just got to think, do O'Fallon have enough, if they do end up winning this game, to have enough energy to play in the semifinal? I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if you're looking at, Althoff and Quincy are going to bring the energy very much too. Of course, they'll be playing their second game as well, as we have a discussion here. Foul is on Owens, and
that'll be his third foul, Sam Owens. The only person that does not commit a foul that is on the floor right now
Caden Saunders.
is Caden Saunders. Everyone else is in the officials' book so far. First free throw is good for Will Brown Jr., who's at the line right now. He was part of the O'Fallon team that finished 7th last year. What a turnaround for the Panthers, man. It looked rock bottom for O'Fallon last year, but they went to the sectional championship game last season, and they are primed to make some noise in these tournaments this year and in the sectional and regional tournaments that they play like this. Murphy trying to find something. Tatum back to Murphy. The two best players from MacArthur link up, and it's Murphy who sinks the little floater there on the baseline, and it's back to a 10-point advantage. But O'Fallon keep running. Decatur running out of gas. It's Harris who's going to dribble it back out. Great decision-making by Rennie Harris. And with the shot clock, O'Fallon could burn some time off here with 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go. It's Rush inside. He could do it all by himself. Jaden Rush making a case for why he could be on the all-tournament team this year. Now it's Dees, has to shoot it, has to make it, can't make it. And the dream for MacArthur of a three-peat is dying here with 3 seconds to play. Tymir Carson fouls, and that's going to put the Panthers back at the free throw. I'm not sure why. That was just an intentional foul. I'm not even sure what he was doing there.
Yeah, maybe just kind of a default line of thinking. I mean, with the shot clock, there's still time, but you got to start to get the outside shots to fall, and you gotta try and get Stevie Tatum the ball, but somebody else has got to make some shots. It can't just be Tatum.
Armand Smith makes the first. Therese Bryson off your screen, the normally animated Decatur MacArthur coach, is in deep thought on the sideline. With this loss, if they end up finishing it as a loss, it'll be only MacArthur's 17th loss under Therese Bryson as head coach. He's 77-16. He wins 80% of his games. It doesn't look like he's going to win this one. Murphy inside, fouled inside. That's O'Fallon's 4th foul. Next time the Generals will go to the free throw line in the double bonus.
And we'll see who they give that to. And that'll go on Harrison. That's his 4th, which there's some interest there. So 1 away from the bonus are the Generals. 11 for the baseline out of bounds.
Murphy just surveying options. He's just looking to kind of put his hands up, and then Owens is hacked on the far block as he went up with that shot. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Owens is pretty good at drawing those fouls. So for Decatur MacArthur, I mean, it's now or never, but they're down 14. The time is running out, the door's closing, and the fat lady is warming up in the corner, as they say. You know, but when you think about this, where do they turn after this game? This is going to be unfamiliar territory for the Generals. They haven't been in the championship game they haven't played not in the championship game since before COVID.
Yeah, it's been a while. New look team as we have a final score, 47-41 Rockford East over in the auxiliary gym, which is honestly a bit of a surprise, but credit to the E-Rabs after frankly, a horrible showing yesterday against O'Fallon. Get a nice win over the Warriors, who really did play pretty well yesterday against MacArthur.
Yeah, great bounce-back win for the E-Rabs as Rush is fouled by Murphy. You know, with MJ Murphy being one of the top defenders in this tournament, you have to give Jaden Rush credit for finding a way to get away from him and score. And, you know, O'Fallon, I think, really used the fast break to their advantage in the second half. Normally, it's Decatur is the team that goes up and down the floor. This time, though, it's O'Fallon who has run up and down on the Generals in this game. Rush misses the first. Makes the second. They'll get up to 70 points, O'Fallon. And O'Fallon have scored more than 60 points in every victory this season and failed to make that in every loss this year. So if you want to beat O'Fallon, how about start with play some good defense? Rush second is good. 15-point lead, the largest the Panthers have had in the entire game.
Rush up to 25 points, which ties Derek Bishop's performance yesterday for most points in a tournament. You may see Rennie put one down here.
And Rennie Harris slams it down. The exclamation point for the man who lost to Decatur MacArthur twice in the past. Tatum responds with the layup, but I don't think O'Fallon's going to mind one bit. Great steal there from Harris, too, as he broke the all-time single-game steal record with 9 at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. Saunders fouled. It's his turn to go to the free throw line.
And Tatum fouls Saunders, and that will be Tatum's 5th. Or no, they're going to give it to Dees, I'm sorry. So that's his 3rd. Tatum will stay out there. And, I mean, he's had a very good game. It's just hasn't quite been enough. He hasn't quite gotten the help that – because O'Fallon, you know, we've talked about Jaden Rush a lot, but they've got 4 guys, maybe even 5 guys in double figures.
Saunders misses the first one. Zach.
And we'll see.
Yeah, it
Coach
looks like
Bryson will
wave the white flag.
Has conceded here. He'll empty his bench. We'll get you the names on these guys. We see Tyron Wallace, King Smith back in, Rome Dees in, Monroe Gregorich in as well, and Najir Wood will come in as well.
Which number is Wood? Just to remind. Oh yeah, he's number 2.
Yep, he got in briefly earlier in the game.
Yeah, so O'Fallon looking to break. Althoff scored 75. That's the most points any team scored in the first game this week or this tournament, I think. Actually, O'Fallon, Quincy may have scored more. Doesn't matter. O'Fallon.
I think Quincy had 76.
Yep. So if Panthers score 4 more, they'll have the most points of any team in a game in this tournament so far. Long pass over to Woods. Deep 3 for him. That's no good. Wallace fights for the rebound with Harris. Another jump ball. This one's going to stay with O'Fallon. With 1:39 to go, Zach, we still have all of day 2 left. But this is about as impressive of a performance for O'Fallon this entire season. They beat a 9-1 Decatur MacArthur team, you know, and I think the experience helps O'Fallon there, but how much of a realistic chance do the Panthers have of winning this Holiday Classic?
And we'll see what happens here as Coach Muniz will call timeout. Looks like he's going to go ahead and empty his bench as well.
I think they were just trying to get some subs in.
I think they're just going to just go ahead and bring everybody in. So we'll see some guys come in for O'Fallon.
Got Eddie Jackson, Anthony Stephanie.
Calvin Dees.
A lot of D's in this.
Gavin Clausen, who I think got in. Eric Swartz. Some of these O'Fallon guys got in towards the end of that game against Rockford East yesterday. 85 seconds left, and this has honestly been three-pointer from Swartz up, no good. Gregorich with the rebound. This has honestly been maybe the best performance I've seen from an O'Fallon team arguably since that 2020 team beat Collinsville to end that long undefeated stretch that 2020 K-Hawk team had to start the season. This might be maybe a bit of an exaggeration on my part. At any rate, definitely since they beat Quincy in the sectional semifinal last year.
Yeah, that just goes to show you how O'Fallon can play. Do you think they can win this tournament, Zach? Do you think?
It won't be easy, but I think certainly anything is possible. We'll see what happens.
There's the jump shot by Clausen, and that one tips around the rim, no good. With 40 seconds to go, and the rebound comes to Wallace. I don't think anybody walking into this gym today expected O'Fallon to win by double digits. Not only that, they dominated the MacArthur Generals in the fourth quarter. This is Wood, Najir Wood. 6 seconds separate shot clock and game clock, so MacArthur will have to get a shot off here, but everyone just kind of waiting around as I don't even know if Wood's going to take a shot. Yes, he will. Try to drive on Swartz. Over to the other side to Wallace with 13 seconds left to go.
You have to get a shot off from somebody.
Yep, the three is going to come from King Smith. That's short with 5.6 seconds to play. Want to remind you, at just about 15 minutes from now, we have Althoff versus Quincy in the second quarterfinal here on the KX Sports Network. We'll shut everything down and come back for that. But for this time, it's O-Town's time. They're going to the semifinals for the second time in the last three tournaments. They win 73 over 50 to 57 over the Generals, and the Generals' 10-game win streak at the Holiday Classic is broken. Game over. We're going to shut everything down. We'll see you guys for Game 2. Todd and I will be on the call here on the KX Sports Network. See you then.